Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Going Optimal. We are going to do a traditional best of 3 draft today. I didn't even ask Chad about it because this precedes an afternoon event. I got invited to the Sweatsuit Invitational by Hunter Pence. Hunter Pence is a former MLB Major League Baseball All-Star, now streamer, Magic streamer only. I know he heavily streams Magic. I'm not sure about only, maybe only, but he's a big nerd. That's cool. Love it when big athletes also show themselves to be big nerds like us, and reminds that there are no the nerd demographic has a wide reach, and I really appreciate that. And it's going to be cool to battle against not only Hunter but 30 other participants. It's going to be a 5-round single elimination best of 3. So I'll either be playing 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 matches of Kaldheim in that event. But today here we're going to be doing just a typical normal arena queue event, but I am going to do a traditional draft to practice for that and hopefully get myself ready for sideboarding and clock and all that stuff. I'm not going to avoid. I'm going to go for the best deck today. Early, I had a streamer event earlier in this format where I specifically looked to go aggro because I didn't feel ready for the clock on potential attrition decks. But I feel, even though it's like I need to pay attention to it, I'm not going to avoid any archetypes out of clock fear. So I am going to just practice that, especially playing promptly early and trying to avoid, one of my bad habits is talking on my turn when I could hit the pass button and talk on their turn, right? So just little things like that to try and make sure I'm managing my clock, and we'll see if that improves things. If you want to manage your tabletop game, I know how to improve things. It's my sponsor, cardkingdom.com. They are purveyors of everything you need for your tabletop Magic experience, whether you're looking to practice for a Hunter Pence Sweatpants Invitational or just playing in your kitchen with sweatpants on. They got help for both sides of that. Please check them out. The pre-release stuff is brewing for Strixhaven, and I'm getting some info from that on Card Kingdom. I'm going to start sharing some info on that with you on when you can pre-order and expect stuff on the new set front. Getting excited for that too. So thank you so much for all your support, Card Kingdom. Remember to check them out via my affiliate link so they know you got there from here, and then you'll help keep me on the air. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to jump in for gems. I note that my audio is still off. I'm going to fix that, and then I'll get out of your way here and get into the draft view. All right, well, traditional tends to fill up slowly. We got lucky in that we're over halfway when we joined. Good. Gannett, I don't know. Gannett asks, or says, I hope the first 3 rounds are in pod, so the semifinal is the winners of each pod facing off. That would be cool, but I don't know how they're structuring it. It may be chaotic enough that they're just going to pair up and Swiss it. Big bug in a best of 3 match last night. Oh, I failed to report the... we had a draft pick bug yesterday. I never reported it. I still could. We went 7-1. We won maximum yesterday despite a draft bug, and I could absolutely go and report that problem with the event. It was a bummer. It made me sad. Wizards would be like, I'm sorry that our bug made you sad. Here, have a draft. But it's also not a priority for me since I have excess resources on this account anyway, so it's not like I'm unlocking something that I didn't have already. Wow, what a start here. Look at those top 3. No, I haven't added that yet, Bant. It's been on my to-do list, but I have not made it official yet. Necromancer, still the most powerful. We'll take that. It's black. It's not everyone's favorite color. But if Necromancer lives and you can start killing stuff, it's so bonkers. Pillar is excellent. Ravager, I've had trouble making Ravager really shine, but it's not lost on me that this card obviously shines if you can get some some density of creature type. And I had on an offline draft, I had a giant deck with this guy going, and it was insane. So I love it. It's just this is all over the place on power level. But I'm going to take Necromancer and see about it. All right. You just take the Fjord here. If we end up snow, we'd easily be splashing things like Necromancer. We could take, if not that, what are we taking? We could take Battlefield Raptor. It has nothing to do with Necromancer, but it's a nice foothold into an aggro deck that could handle a Helm on the Wheel, potentially. This is a zombie cleric, not an elf. You're thinking you like Skemfar. I'm not into the Skemfar here. Oh, maybe you're talking about something else. We could go elves. Yeah, for what though? For Skemfar? This card doesn't seem good enough to be like to take this. I'm going to take the Snow Duel. It actually is among the best cards in this pack, and it really does work with this card, even though none of the mana symbols match. Do you think staying close to one color in pack one is important? I would call it less important, as I would call it beneficial. It's really nice when you can do that. But in the end, you don't want to contort. You're not going to pass great cards because you want to stay one color. Yeah, we're not doing Ox Plow. Frostbite as removal. Arcanist for really good payoff if you can get the double spell going, but we can just take, I mean, this matches, this would do this, especially if we can snow it up, then the Frostbite is really doing its thing. So yeah, Bite really wants to be in a snow deck anyway. Note Snowland missing here though. That's a thing to be very attentive to. And we could take a raise, getting Necromancer back. Once you have balmy creatures, the raises really go up for me. But it feels early to take this. Like pack one, pick 4 raise would be like the earliest I've ever taken one of these. But yeah, maybe it's Frenzied Raider. I kind of blew this off. Almost thought this was a common. I think we take Frenzied Raider. Great Hall is powerful. We aren't really towards white-black yet. Of course, we have the Necromancer, but nothing really else towards that. Firewalker's okay. Is Firewalker just the best card? I mean, I'm not trying. All right. It's the best card. Ooh, hello, that's a rune. That could take us off of what we're doing. Here's a Bergstrider, though. That keeps me on what we're doing. Makes me think, whatever, Necro. Let's take Bergie. Snow Mountain is still here. I'm going to take Bergie, and we'll see about possibly red-blue. Red-blue? Rune of Speed. Raider plays, but is pretty weak. Same with Thought Thief. Yeah, maybe it's just Snow Duel. If you have the equipment, I like the rune, but we don't have the equipment yet. Like, if we have the helms, the rune goes up for me. But I don't like it first. I'd rather know that I have something to put that on. Interesting. So we've got Crush the Weak, which we head towards Giant Land, is totally reasonable. It doesn't really work with our Firewalker and Raider. So it's a little bit of a non-bow. But yeah, I don't. The black hasn't been open per se. It's not that black has great cards, but we really haven't seen support for this Necromancer. Yeah, it does like exile them. I'm not sure we're playing this, but unless we're taking Bind, I don't know what we're taking out of this pack if not this. So I'm going to take the Crush on that strength, but And we're best of 3 as well, so I really like a crush in best of 3. We'll know if we want to pull this out or bring it in. I can take another Firewalker here. Wow, look, that raptor is still here. Do we have to take that as a sign and just grab it and consider the pivot to white-red aggro, or did we just take the helm, happy that we have a helm here? I mean, helm is going to play every time, right? I think we just take the helm, because both of these are great for the deck, right? Even if we are red-white Boros, this is still a great pick for that deck, because this goes right on these raptors, right? So we'll stay on color, but seriously note that, and now Story Seeker, I think we got to start taking white cards and potentially jump there. Invoke the Divine, in that case, could play, but in case we still stay blue, I'm going to take the Thought Thief as a marginal playable. Great Hall still being here is something else. Yeah, we take Hawk. We're not necessarily out of blue yet, and we really don't seem like we're white-black, so I'll leave the Draugr Necromancer in, but this seems like it's going farther and farther away. Rather just want the 2-drop red. Again, I don't know for sure we're white, and as we do, the Oracle at 2 toughness underwhelms in aggro because it trades off too easily. Goldmaw Champion would be better, as that was a comparison case I had before, and really it was no-brainer by the end. It was Champ. Hammer here, though. Nice hammer. We know we're red. Hammer's great. We can take it and see where else it goes. Still looking for our second color, really. Looking for the table to tell us. This is interesting. We've got another Bergstrider pulling us towards this blue-red side of things. Reaper. Only got the Necromancer going for that, though. And then really no white at all, so I guess it's Bergie? It's Bergie or Reaper, but black has not really been there. I don't feel like black is our second color. Can also take the Highland Forest, yeah. Yeah, black will be open from the side if we want to just, like, fill up on black for 1 pack. But also we don't know that that'll happen, so I don't like that. I'm going to take Bergie. I feel like we're closer to playing Bergie than we are to that black uncommon. Shimmer Drift is going to help with just about anything, although here's a pivot point in terms of like bound in gold for the red-white plan. Because if we're red-white, then I don't care about the Shimmer Drift Veil, I care about the bound in gold. If we're blue, Shimmer Drift Veil snap, right? No brainer. Our blue is met except for the Bergstriders and the presence of some snow. Well, what do you like here? I guess we just take Veil then. The only white we have is Story Seeker and an observation that the table seems to have left white open in pack 1. It's not white is a little bit of a theoretical spec, but I'm going to just take Veil here. At worst, it's a low-impact card in our red-white deck, and at best, it's a key card in our snow deck. Now we've got Arnie versus the Bolt, and I think it's just the Bolt. If this were the 2-drop Treasure Maker, it would be a little tougher decision for me. Arnie plays more like a good 3/3 for 3. I mean, it's what it is. It's a silly thing to say in a sense, but what I'm saying is it doesn't necessarily play like a huge rare. It's more just a really nice curve card, right? Really nice curve card, but Demon Bolt is just important. Yeah, Pablo, I don't want to say I'm knocking it. I'm just saying it doesn't eclipse Demon Bolt for me, whereas I like the Dwarf Token Maker might. Cavalry seems fine here. We do have a pick opportunity as well. Seeker Wield, if we do end up white, we might want to try another one of those. But it's Cav or pick. And or Island, that's fair, Rob, if we are looking to snow. But I think if we are snowy, we have a pretty good toehold into the stuff we need for like the Bergstrider. So I'm not too worried about the snowlands right now. White is open. You see Story Seeker and think white is wide open. I mean, I agree that white is open, but my clue to that was the fact that the Raptor from pick 2 was still there. Cavalry might wheel, it's true. Maybe I need first pick. All right, I'll take first pick because this is less likely to wheel. But I do like that Cav, and we do need some 2s. But the pup here is kind of why I wanted to take the equipment. We're going to want pups in this type of deck that's brewing here, and pups love a pick. G-Guards and Rob both want the island. I, again, don't feel that I can do that, given that I don't even know where blue snow. This is completely irrelevant. This is barely relevant. Here's really our draft right now. And I'm not taking a snow-covered island for the Bergstriders over a Fearless Pup that really fits into kind of whatever the baseline of what we're doing here. And then a Story Seeker shows up and continues to suggest that just like hedging a little bit white here could be good for us. There's no other card in the pack for us. There's Smashing Success, which in best of 3 you wouldn't mind in having access to in the board, but it's not a big important thing. So here we see Battershield Warrior suggesting, again, the openness of the white go wide. We also have Run Amok, though. One thing gets very big or everything gets a little big. What do you think? I was kind of on the Run Amok. Again, we also are not married to the white cards yet. Verdict is worse than Run Amok significantly in an aggressive deck. Run Amok gets damage through when they block. Sometimes Verdict you can't even cast. Scald could get us something back, but I'm taking Champ. Math wants Crew. What are we talking about? Because it's best of 3. That's a reasonable observation, thought, but I can't take it over something. I would take it over nothing. Okay. We could take Skull Karen on the possible splash. Not Plow. Are we ever playing Plow? I don't think. Well, I took it, so I don't think that pack mattered, though, so whatever. Take the reinforcements here. Ox and Plow. All right, I guess we'll take all the Oxes and Plows. Story Seeker coming this late, so good. Another Champ. All right, well, we found the lane. So I didn't want those islands. Here we are. Of course, if the blue shoved down my throat, then I'd be like, oh, I wish we had those islands. So I'm not trying to do a results orientation there, but... Well, I guess we're looking to splash black now. Or play it. I mean, our white is just Story Seekers and Champs, so we don't know. I want to focus on the red, and then we'll see where we end up from here. But black's definitely back in the menu with the Predator. Oh yeah, sure. Cow and Plow. Let's not forget those. Can we forget those? I'm going to forget those. What are you talking about? Helm keeps us on effectively mono red. If we feel like we are going to be white and not black, Battleshield Warrior. Well, Battleshield Warrior is not nothing, but Helm keeps us continuing to be able to decide on really where our second color goes. Yeah, maybe the Warrior wheels. People don't seem into the white this draft. And then a Clarion Spirit and a Coal that we can wheel. So I think we take the Clarion Spirit and we're going to try and splash the black. And maybe that Coal comes around. Shimmerdrift Veil over the Cav in the hope to splash the black. 2 Veils and a pick pick up another pick, then I'd feel pretty good about that. I would play squash in a deck like this, but I'm not going to prioritize it in the drafts, in the draft portion. Here's a coal we could grab. Or a courser. I guess we have the double helm and the pick, so just making sure we have and the hammer. Okay, good. We're up to 4 good equips, so I like that. Coal is worth it, and maybe we wheel the courser. All right, some serious hard way drafting today, and I'm liking where we landed. I mean, you never know what's going to happen, but I'm liking where we landed at least. Hulk is about the only thing for us here unless we want to splash Kennel Master, and that doesn't make sense, so we'll take the Hulk. Snow Duel's never making it here. If it was specifically red-black or white-black, then yes, but that was not a red-black or white-black Snow Duel. Squash or the Cardor or the Goldmot Champ. I don't think Cardor's worth splashing like the other 2 black cards here are. But we'll take a squash. Raptor or pick or equipment number 5. I think I actually want Raptor here. Because of we have 4 equips. I do want a second pick though. Second pick would be nice to help us try and get this black splash going, but Raptor seems too good here. And too important for really what our plan is. I don't mind a Raider this late in the draft. Anything that has some value is reasonable. Very playable, very unexciting, but very playable. We have some snow. I'm going to take the Draugr, but we're never playing this. Not splashing the Ascent, not playing the Revitalize, whatever. Yeah, Ascent I should have taken for like Vault Progress, honestly. But we're never playing that card. Pup number 2 is nice. I like picking up that. And we might play a Scald here. We've got the equipment to get back and everything. Maybe we don't bother with the Black Splash, or maybe we don't bother with the Necromancer. Are we killing enough to bother with the Necromancer? I mean, Predator, you land this and you kind of just win games. I don't necessarily feel that way about the Necromancer. Yeah, we force trades, I guess. 40 on the grind. Oh, I missed yesterday's data. All right, we are free to play in a traditional draft of Kaldheim. And we are white, red, white, splash black. All right. I missed yesterday's entry too. Let me put that in while I remember. We were, we got red, black, black, red, and 7-1'd it yesterday. Cool. All right. Let's build. I did not. I've turned off most of my notifications on my phone. I've turned off news notifications. I've turned off Twitter notifications, Facebook notifications, email notifications. It's all off. And I think my net happiness has gone up, but I miss out on some tweets here and there. No, I'm not playing. I'm not playing the red black meme unless that's the thing I'm saving for times in which we are absolutely 100% straight up red black. So I'm sending both of these requests for that back right now. But I'll give you chill.
Chill.
That one you can have. Okie doke. Certainly, I think this is going to be a 16 lander. It's best of 3, but but we're kind of low to the ground and trying to curve out. Do we have any shapeshifters? We have 1 giant and no yeah, there's not really shapeshifters in red white. So this squash is pricey, but we don't have a ton of removal. Let's look at our splits, both visually and numerically. 1910, and reinforcements is kind of a 20th. I think we start Crush the Weak out. That's too good against us. We got that on spec/hedge, and I'm nervous about the Necromancer. Yeah, we kill a lot, but also, boy, pretend both of these get stuck in our hand a little bit because we don't have our black source yet. Necromancer, just the value starts dropping and dropping and dropping, and then we finally land it, and then now we try to trade stuff off, but this played after the dust settles is not that great. This played after the dust settles is fantastic. So that's why I'm way higher on the Predator, of course, than running the Necromancer. But yeah, we can cut Scald either way. Cutting that top end. It's been called that we could pitch it. We do have 2 Raiders. That's true. I don't like that to be the plan for a card, though. Yeah, I don't love the squash either. I think it's 5 mana. We just don't have a ton of removal, right? We have Frostbite and not really the snow to make it 3. Like, we have deal 2. We have interact in combat, and we have deal 4. And that's just so low that it makes me want to keep the squash, even though I totally hear you. Yeah. Can you promise me Cole every game? Like, I get it. Hopefully we don't need a squash, but we are very light on interaction, and I think it's worth running the 1. But yeah, this is good that I'm struggling to figure out exactly what to cut here late. We are at 18-9. We can still cut it. Maybe the enforcements aren't good enough. Could just cut the black. I'm not cutting the Predator. I think the Predator is straight up worth it with the double veil and the pick alone. Like maybe 1 swamp, not even a swamp. Like I don't think I'm running a swamp in this deck. But maybe I have to, or else Or else the veil is just saying this is a swamp, right? Yeah, we could reduce the white a bit and cut a seeker. Although I don't like cutting the low. I'd rather like cut a champ. I think, champ. The spirit just wants all these low drops, right? Spirit into story seeker plus pup on 3. I'm cutting the Necromancer. And 1, 2. That. I was just looking at getting to 16 over. We're not going to play the Fjord. It's not worth it for ETB tapped snow. But now I got to fix that because now we're at 15, right? So we go here. 6, 7, 9 white sources, 6, 7, 9 red sources. We could go the other way on that. And then 16-9. Dwarven Reinforcements is 17. Yeah, we could cut like one of these Raiders or one of the Seekers. I think we're white enough that I'm just going to run all the Seekers. I'm going to cut a Raider. Logan is saying I'm being too cute on the mana. Maybe. Maybe. But with these creatures, the pick is almost land 17 in some ways, you know? Maybe I'm just trying to justify my greed, but it legit operates something like a 16 and a half land source in this type of deck. Yeah, Necro over Hulk is the question. We'll see. Let's ask that. Would we rather have this Necro in on the splash over a consistently castable like the Hulk? You want to do it the other way? All right, fine. I'll start here, but I'm going to ask myself if we wish we had that Hulk. How about that? Hulk. I want a Hulk smash joke. Give me a pun on smash, but not smash. Hulk. Crash. Hulk. No Hulk. Hulk skulk. Yeah, Hulk squash. That's funny. It takes away the one thing that could have reduced the squash. Yeah, I'm with you, Real K. Like, maybe, look, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to cut the Necromancer. We're going to start with the Hulk. And we'll see. If we get the Hulk and we wish it were the Necromancer, I'll switch. But I'm going to start with what I think is... Because I really don't want to add a Swamp. And I'm willing to go Predator off of Pick and Veils alone. And I really don't want a Swamp mucking up our early mana. Yeah, Hulk Splash is fine. Mainly because it's kind of not... It's still a lie. We still fooled those YouTube viewers. Ha 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 ha. Anybody redeem lands? No, I'll pick. So now we'll take our mana seriously. And we basically get... I'm going to go with the Avons. Not running the Necromancer to start. You can hold your suggestions for a swap if and when we decide to give the Necromancer a try. So, we have... Just kind of back and forth here. 7, 8, 9, 10 versus 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10, 9, 2 plus the pick. Yeah, I hear you. Only one black card, though. Just one little source of black, and we have a difficult to beat dragon. I'm going to go for it and call that good. But it really does make this feel like, boy, I have to be desperate to not put the first one of these on black. All right, let's give it a shot and see what chat has to say about our chances. Spag Saga. All right. Cool. Looks good. Want one more land to really get this hand humming, but then we got the pup into Raider play. That's always nice. There's our third land to pull off the trick. We could also pick and attack depending on what we think here. It's possible just suiting up the pup with a pick is the play, depending on what our oppo does on turn 2 here. All right, especially with a Story Seeker. Well, now we're now we're not going to get a picked up creature through, and Haunting Edge is going to take out one of these two. Let's get the Raider up big before the Priest can take it out. Glad you like those pins, Hackworth. Just remember to use the old code if you're into them. Go shopping, 15% off those pins. They had the third snow to take out our pumped up friend. Interesting spot here. I'm going to go with a pick so that we get mana going. Well, the snow deck has a bunch of snow assembled and a lot of mana. This is where we find out how we're really doing here. Good news is Pup can swing with impunity into everything except 5 or higher toughness right now. We threaten 4 points of first strike, which is pretty strong. And we can threaten... Actually, I just like Helm, though, and then Helm and Equip. And we still can, they still can't block unless they want to give up the pack mate. And even if they do, we can still cast the Story Seeker after that. Could even Firewalker, but I'm going to leave one treasure around and put out the Story Seeker here. Certainly the pick behaving like land number 17 this game. Although really like land number 17, not 18, 19, 20, because we only get 1 use per treasure. But we're kind of getting 1 treasure per turn. This is where at 5 mana we could see Burgi. There's a lot that could start to turn this game against us right here with so many tools for Oppo. All right, Frostbite. Interesting. I kind of like move both equips to the Seeker, send in everything, and have Frostbite plus Pup to take out any blocker of the Pup. I don't like just giving up the Story Seeker and the Frostbite as a 2-for-1 against these 3/3s. I would rather... Yeah, I'm going to do what I said. We can do at least... Yeah, we can do that. And then if they want to trade with that, but... Yeah, they could double block, it's true. And we don't really have the tools to punish them for that. Yeah, that's fine, we'll do this. Interesting. Surprised they want to give up the pack mate. Maybe they've got action in hand we don't understand. Okay, they're doing this instead. So they are going to trade for the Pup. That's fine. We'll trade for the Flyer. And we don't have it all, right? I mean, I could Frostbite and we can kill the Raven that way, but then the Pup still dies to the pack mate. So we don't get out of it in any way there. So I'm going to save the Frostbite. Oh, you're not going to make me read, are you, Noid? Ugh. I guess I will eventually. Almost no matter what the saga says, I feel this is... Oh, and hey, we can finish off the pack mate here with the Frostbite after we get... Oh, we don't get treasure. The helm is on the other one. Maybe if I'd put the... Maybe I should have put the pick on the Seeker for that reason. But we didn't know how they were going to block. All right, I'll read this. I'm going to read my opponent's saga. I mean, I don't think we could not attack. I see it now. I see what you're saying now, but I still think we had to do that. Well, that's interesting. We can pick up, and then they don't have a block with Packmate, only with a Story Seeker. This is a real problem. Unless we find something. Slipping away from us, gang. Slipping away. How about... I guess Firewalker have Frostbite available, but we don't really have attacks. Yeah, we're kind of hoping for some air support. Yes, they got their Raven back, but we could squash that if we found a flyer to get through. No, we don't have much removal. We have a Frostbite, a Squash, and a Bolt. That's it. So they're staying on D. Raider gives us a chance to pitch. No, this is it. We drew all of our lands, so that worked out perfectly. We got our 3 mountains. All 3 of them. So, yeah, maybe we're just fishing for info and waiting for the next game. I'm going to play Raider. And can't pitch the squad. Thing is, we can't beat Narfi. Yeah, I guess we ditch the Story Seeker is probably the least important thing here. I'm going to do this on black. Here, I'll give you a Narfi.
Chief-mate, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
The Pinky and the Brain.
Clarion Spirit. I put this on black, of course, for our dragon, and we had no white cards in hand at the time. Doesn't look like Pick is getting in soon. So now maybe we do just hammer for no value and pass and see if we can slowly build up a relevant attacker.
Behold! Behold! Whoa! Hell yes, whoa!
Well, how can we win now? We can't win when a snow deck casts Behold on turn 20. Well, we got pretty good here, gang. I mean, this was a good start for us. I liked our opening hand. I mean, we got stuck on land a little bit. Maybe we could have got there if a little bit of our land troubles went differently. But yeah, we are up against a good deck and getting punished. We got 2 more chances, though. And that's one of the outs. Maybe I should have put this on planes, but again, it's the trouble with our black splash. Like, if we don't use the Veils on splash, on the black splash, we're looking at the pick. So I don't know. We still may find the white source we need to get in the air here. We're at 20, so I'm going to keep playing, but I got to play quickly or I'm going to chew up too much of my clock. So at least I'm going to play quickly here. I should have equipped, though. I could equip and keep up Frostbite, but that'll be a little more. But really, I'm kind of extracting info and clicking resolve, clicking pass. I don't see how we recover from being buried in this card advantage. And now they're getting to attack with flyers and... So, like, I'm thinking planes here, or white source, or I'm gonna call this one, move on with my life. Hey, it's a target for a frostbite. Oh, except they got the Narfi. Well, there's our white that I asked for, so I can try Clarion Spirit. Is there anything frostbiteable? That's the thing, there's not even something we can frostbite. I guess we could... send in the Firewalker. Except no matter what we send, they can just Narfi. It's really grim. Like, even getting the planes doesn't matter here. Spirit Raptor. We don't have 2 white. Or I'd like your plan. We could go Spirit, Equip, just to kind of set up for hopefully 2 spelling next turn. That might be the best we've got. And whatever, I'll throw this here. I don't think none of this really matters much, gang. We're gonna lose this game. Just want to see what else they do before we do. We learn about things like Feed the Serpent. Yeah, Raptor Hammer next turn makes some sense. Set up a big first striker in the air. Try to stabilize there. I still don't think we have the overall card number to get that done through there. That probably should have been the move last turn, though. You're right, Kalzad, I like your line. And now, let's call this. Let's move on. Definitely not bringing in any Crush the Weak. What do we have? All we have is our plan, and we hope it works. Yeah, maybe we should bring in Necro just because it has some play against Narfi, and I hate to do it, but I'm going to cut a mountain for a swamp in that case. I just can't see not running a swamp if I'm going to bring in that that Draugr, which I do. I think it's a good point. It is an answer to Narfi. Crush is... I couldn't even find a target for this Frostbite, and you want me to bring in a Crush that fails to kill 20 creatures instead of 1? I didn't see what, or maybe I'm being snarky, but let's look at what you're having it in for. I mean, if they don't have Narfi, we get some things, but just look, I mean, Raven, Charger, Harbinger, Narfi, Packmate, like, we didn't really see any reason to bring in Deal 2 that I saw. So I'm going to run this. Yeah, reinforcements could go Noid. We don't have a lot to bring in, though. I mean, we could leave in Hulk and cut reinforcements, but we have still go wide potential on the play. Well, this was going to be a mountain, so it's not even like it cost us white. And with the Raider and the Helm, we're going to keep anyway. Raider on 2, pitching one of the white cards. Thank you, Pocket Nebula. Gifting subs, appreciate that. And a Pup. Could even play Pup and Equip. I'm going to go Pup Equip because then it gives us a chance to draw, say, a white source naturally. And then we have one more turn to decide on our Raider plan. Not the order we want to cast these in. Obviously, the ideal is Pup on 1, Helm Equip on 2, but we didn't draw them in that order. And now we're going to lose our pup. Oppo has it all the time. We're going to raid away, but after we attack, and they've seen our shock, so maybe they won't block, knowing that they can untap and kill it through a shock. That's what they're thinking about. I wouldn't block if I were them. I'd take 2 to be sure that I could kill the pup next turn. I mean, I'm not even showing pump mana, which is maybe why they're thinking of blocking. Obviously, if I had a land to play, they can't block at all. But now they're thinking they could do this, but they also might be thinking, oh, maybe they just didn't play their 3rd land yet because they're trying to bait me into a block so that they can frostbite me. And I think that's the correct line from Oppo, given the lack of information about our hand. But now we're going to raid away... I think we raid away the Seeker, actually. If we find ourselves white, I'd rather have the Goldmot Champ right now, so I'm going to raid away Seeker. $16 lands, bringing us down. But I'm not going to be too results-oriented about it. Keep in mind that we do have a Gold Vein pick. We're also not drawing, so it's like we're just getting unlucky on ratios. That happens. I'm going to go ahead and foretell a Bolt. At least we can try and take out a Mistwalker or something. I think we're losing this. I mean, Oppo's deck is quite good, and we've already lost the front foot, and we are Boros aggro on the play. So we're kind of extra screwed. Here, though, we can at least bolt the Walker and Helm up and attack. So we got an attack. Hooray. All we can do. That's funny, Shen. Sorry about that. I've done that before. Why am I not... I don't want to be results-oriented, but this is... Oh, I misbuilt my deck and I don't have enough lands in it. Okay, fair enough. Well, I want to get this Clarion Spirit going, but dropping it now doesn't set up a 2-spell turn next turn, so not really worth doing. We could play it... We could foretell a Reinforcements, and then if we get a land next turn, we go Spirit Reinforcements. But I think I'm with you on go ahead and Firewalker this, and also send the Raider if they want to block. That's cool. So yeah, it's Firewalker or Champ, and as pointed out, we don't have the maneuverability to boast, especially if you want to drop Spirit, so let's Firewalk. Firewalk with me. Packmate. Helm on the Firewalker does not give us a forced double block, so I'm just going to send in both of these creatures and look for land. Find one, we'll be able to cast or foretell. We can foretell Reinforcements and... Yeah, paying with the swamp for sure. Everybody with me. Boo earns. Wait a sec. It's another one I don't have in yet. Oh, here it is. Sweet. You can hear.
This? Are they booing me?
No, they're saying boo earns. Boo earns.
Are you saying boo or boo earns?
I was saying boo earns.
Because I'm too busy enjoying my memes, Math. I didn't think through that play, really. I just kind of played. The negative meme EV. Veil on red, actually. That's interesting, right? We just want more red. Yeah, land creature. Where is that? Oh, yeah, thank you. Gotta watch out for the Haven. We could make this a 4/4. And that trades with the Haven. But nah, it doesn't really work. Doesn't do much for us. So we'll put this on red. I like Equip Foretell, yeah, because that sets us up to a 2-spell next turn. Let's do that. 2-spell in multiple ways next turn. Here comes the Behold. Oh, Cosmos Charger, okay. A different thing that's going to be difficult for us to beat. We can start making 1/1 flying spirits that have double helm. They showed a lot of 3/3 flyers, and we can actually manage 3/3 flyers if we can spit out some double spells with any consistency. Can't block here, though. Interesting. We got Pup, we got Enforcements, we got Helm. We can go... I like Gold Machamp Pup. Or... we obviously have to 2-spell. You say Pup, Helm, make Pup a 3/3. What about Pup, Helm, make Flyer a 3/3? Let's do that. And then I'll happily trade the Flyer for the land anyway. I like this. We have an expendable 3/3 Flyer. That's going to be generally good here. Swing with the Spirit. They had a 1/3 up. Or, and I didn't want... right? I thought they had a 1/3 up. Maybe I just spaced on that too, though. All right, we'll take this offer. Yeah, I did that after, sure. All right, here we go. This works too. I'm being hyper defensive to my detriment, but that's why. Let's go both Helms up here and get extra first strikey. I think the heuristic that made me not even consider an attack is the combination of being very on the back foot right now and not wanting to expose my most important card to any sort of removal. And of course it's removed. So, finding ways to hang in. I just like Reinforcements Champ here, though, and we can maybe even have Activate Champ Necromancer next turn. We could Necromancer, but what is that? I guess Necromancer says if you're going to Priest, we get it. But the trouble is the Priest, I want him to use the Priest before we play a Necromancer, right? But they'll activate and kill the Necromancer. Do we get to... Yeah, so it doesn't even work? That's what I was saying. We need to get him to use this before we drop this, I think. Yeah, I get that, but I don't... I mean, if they use the Priest on the Necro, none of that works, right? I don't know. There are big problems no matter what, gang. Big problems no matter what. We kind of lost this one early on.
Whoa! Hell yes, whoa!
I know, chapter 3, but what do you want me to do? Not cast stuff? We can try and make stuff, something bigger. We still have Squash for the Charger. But if we top deck Squash for the Charger, we have a chance. Nah, no coal sightings. Not much choice there. But we're still not dead. Now we kind of are. Now we need too many things. All right, ignominious defeat.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Yeah, I came back to look. I don't know. It was a little scary for them there, but honestly, the game would have played out similarly with a Craven Hulk versus a Necromancer there, except I might have had my mana earlier. You know, I mean, I had a swamp mucking up my hand, although I cut a mountain for it, so it's not like we would have had plains earlier. All right, I'll try it in the main this time. I'm not sure, though. It's a real cost to splash. It's no joke. Look what I'm doing. I'm removing our main color of land in an aggro deck to put in an off-color land. It's a real cost. Snow? Snow is completely irrelevant, Noid, right? What do you care about snow? Oh, spend mana from snow sources. Oh, here I am reading. I see what you're saying. So if we can't really cast them, but let's see, do we have, so what is the, so do we have enough? Well, we keep in mind, but almost in order to cast the Necromancer, we're going to have the Veil. We just need one of these and then we're okay, right? No, it's because you may spend mana from snow sources as though were mana of any color. So you only need one. Unless they have, I guess you need two if they have double costs, right? One snow needed for a single color spells, 2 snow needed for double color spells, right? I think that's still worth it. But good call to get me to actually read here. For that, you get this meme.
Oh no, please! I can't read your crazy moon language!
Yeah, we were talking about that, Scorpex. I was saying I wouldn't block if I were you, given that we showed you the Frostbite. There's just, who cares about 2 damage when you know you can untap and contain the whole thing with the Priest? But tough matchup. Your deck looked great, and I felt outclassed almost immediately. Like, basically, I had small windows in which to push my premium stuff, but it never came online in time. We never saw a Cole against you, and didn't land a dragon against you. You got to see it thanks to the Firewalker, but couldn't land a dragon. You know, just didn't get there. John, before I had Necromancer in, when I was just Predator, I did not have the Swamp. I was on Veil, Pick on Predator alone. But with Necromancer, I'm just not comfortable with that. I want an extra source. This is what we want. All right, come on now. Come on now, Magic Gods. This should be a stomp, right? At least this game should be a stomp. Should is a strong word, though. Magic has a lot of things to say about should. Got our splash land and snow source. I think here, let's just get Cole going, and then we can helm up the turn after. And then if they do happen to have a Frostbite here, maybe they'll use it on the pup. Yeah, we could go Helm into Cole, I suppose, and protect Cole a little more. Maybe I exposed Cole to risk unnecessarily. That's definitely possible there. So now we could go Plains, and if we do that, though, we only have 1 spell anyway. So let's play the Veil and cast and equip the Helm. Where are we equipping it? On another... Okay, we need to have all of our helm... I'm actually reading my coal, and that makes me want to put it on the pup. They can't block anyway. We're not going to send coal, though. We don't want to offer that trade. But it's another non-token. If we put equipment on coal, it doesn't save coal, or else that would be very good and very obvious where you put the equipment. I like it, Raptor. It's going to give us a turn. I got to not be hasty, though, because we could pitch, but I think we just go... We want all our land. I think we go Plains, Raptor, Helm, Equip. But yeah, I want to figure out my whole turn first, and we want to attack with Pup before anything else. So I'm going to start there. There's an argument for holding land to eventually pitch to the Raider, but that feels a little greedy. I mean, we're going to want 4 land, so we'll just wait. And if we get a 5th land, I'll pitch it to the Raider. But definitely going Raptor Helm here. That's true. And I'm going to, well, let's keep, we can move extra equipment over here. Currently, we have these both blocked. If they haste out something with 3 toughness, we might want this helm over on the Raptor. I think I'm going to do that. If they want to kill the pup, that's fine. I'm going to double up the Raptor. This is really where I want my power anyway, to try and close out a game quick, get up in the air big. We can also move these around pretty easily. Where and when did the default to 17 lands in limited heuristic come from? Hypergeometric math and plus the experience of talented Magic players. So we can attack first and then drop Necromancer if they want to block Pup. They can double block Pup and trade, but I would trade off for the Firewalker here. Yeah, I could re-equip, but then we can't cast the Necromancer. I want to get the Necromancer down here, so I'm going to just send... If they block, it takes me off of the Necromancer play, but I don't think they will. I'm going to risk it. I mean, fundamentally, you can do the hypergeometric math calculations and say, with these mana bases, what chance do I have of this much mana by this turn? And once you start to look at those numbers rawly in front of you and see what changing your mana counts do, that's really what helped people land on the 17 too. All right, so they are taking our offer, and I'm going to accept it. That's fine. We're going to trade for this Firewalker. And as pointed out, I could have moved a Helm and made that block impossible, but then I'm accepting that Raider's my follow-up play, and I really thought they wouldn't block and we get to land the Necromancer, but I'm also quite okay with that result. I didn't Scott, but that sounds good to me. All right, now... Necromancer, hold plains, attack with Raptor is my plan. I could play the plains and equip the Necromancer and make it a 5/5. I don't think the 5/5 is going to be important. We have Oppo stuck on 3 and on color. I'm going to hold this for the pitch and pass the turn. These are 2 major things that Oppo has to deal with. Yeah, it does get it out of bolt range. That's totally reasonable. Does get it out of bolt range. But I love the rummage, especially with the planes that we really don't need here. So never blocking with a Necromancer there, given the likelihood that they're showing a the shock, which also makes me want to kind of move one off the Necromancer now, or move one over there now. But I'm going to go Raider pitch planes to start. Thank you, Hex Dragon. Appreciate that. Hex Star Dragon. This is on black. So we can't play the pup no matter what here. We can either... I'm not sending Necromancer into Cav, given they showed a possible bite. Yeah, it could have been Run Amok or Bite, but if it was Bite, did we see no pause? Is that what you saw? Yeah, I like Tron's line. I think we could move equipment and get in with the Necromancer, but Raptor is a nice clean clock up in the air that they've not shown the ability to deal with, so let's keep running our nice clean clock up in the air. And add a Story Seeker. And next turn could be a nice attack too. We could move equipment to Story Seeker. Although note they did not pick off the Story Seeker. You'd think they might have gone for biting the Seeker if they had that. But maybe they're thinking they just need to find a way to use it to get the Necromancer. But that seems weird. Second color emerges for Oppo. Yeah, I have a Hexstar. I think it's great. I think, you're right about why they did it, and I think it's absolutely correct. First Strike is intended to be this aggressive. I mean, it depends on how you want. Do you want, is the flavor of your thing? Here I am talking and not playing. I got to watch my clock, guys. So let me talk after I pass the turn. And what are we doing here? We got, I think Pup, and I'm going to keep the Necromancer back, but we'll send in on the ground. I'm just sending in with everything but the Necromancer here. That's my plan. I guess I could swing all too. Whatever. We don't care about the Necromancer. Jim's like, why not Necromancer 2? That's totally fair. In fact, yeah, let's swing all. Oppo's up against it. I'm playing with my food. I need to really be aggressive and say, stop this onslaught or we gotcha. Not pussyfoot around and hope we get them. Yeah, it could be Cup. There's a lot of things it could be, but they're so low on life that we're just going to smash until they show us they got something. And now I get to cast both of their spells. I'm in. All right. First Strike on defense only makes sense if you really want... you would do it mechanically... flavorfully, you'd want something very defensive in the, on the card, like some sort of guard with a pike or something like that. You can absolutely have defensive First Strike, but defensive First Strike is oppressive to overcome. It's tough to attack into. It stalls boards. So First Strike only on your turn encourages you to use it as a way to get through. Basically, defensive First Strike stalls boards, and offensive First Strike eliminates stalled boards, right? Gets you through a stalled board. So that's why they are leaning on that heavily, and I think it's absolutely correct. It's a great. I think it's a great use of the First Strike mechanic. Yeah, that certainly seems like it clarifies that they were on Run Amok, right? Because they were attacking 2/2s into 4/4s and willingly, and then when we attacked a 4/4 into 2/2, they could do nothing about it, and that screams combat trick for attacker only. So defensive First Strike is okay. You just have to use it carefully. If you have a ton of first strikers at common, suddenly you have this wall of defense. Here we are talking. We got any changes here? We've got another aggro deck, looks like. We saw a couple of cavalries, and we assume red-black berserker stuff. So, given that, I kind of like another champ in over maybe a story seeker. Just because there's a lot of 2/1s in berserker decks, where a 2/3 shines a little more. But we could also keep in both and reduce something more expensive, even like take out the Necromancer. But that actually did some fine work here. Whatever. I'm going to send it back. I don't think... Our deck is already low to the ground. Like, there's not too much we can do. And I didn't want to... I mean, Lifelink is actually pretty good in these types of matchups, so I didn't want to cut the Story Seeker. And I didn't see anything obvious on the higher end. Oh yeah, I didn't check their Foretell Sitch. This looks keepable. Gotta find our black, but when we get there, it should be good. And we got multiple plays early. Just want some land, though. Pup or Raptor? On the one hand, Raptor more likely to get through long term, but that might be a reason to do Pup so that it can get in while we can. But also a lot more red than white, so probably want to play multiple, like get red out of our hand. I'm going to do it on that. We just have more red we want to cast in hand. Not by much, but a couple more. One more. Are there new foil lands in the store or something? I didn't know there was foil lands. And that's what I mean, like, Pup can get stalled pretty quickly, but then it starts to be able to threat of activation attack. Let's go ahead and Seek here. Story Seeker's a nice threat. Oh, like the Theros Beyond Death? I don't know what you mean by foil on Arena, that's all. So, Pup trades for one of the two if they want to force us to activate. Seeker trades for either. I think we could go... Let's go Reinforcement, Foretell, Raptor here, and then we have some more time to figure out what we want to do with the Raider regarding what to pitch. And I'm going to stay back and not attack here. Brian is getting in. That's fair. Totally reasonable. What my problem was that they had the play of double blocking the Pup and forcing me to activate and not do anything else that turn. I didn't want to risk not doing anything else that turn, so that's why I made that play. And now we have a pretty clear Raider pitch. We're going to play the other planes and then pitch the mountain. This is a problem, but we got to get aggro, but that's what we're designed to do. So now, though, they probably call that, and they might make us block here. But I don't even need to play anything. I'm just gonna send in, swing out. I like Rob's line. Pablo says just poke him, which I assume means just the Raptor. I'm gonna swing away. If they double block the Pup, the Seeker and the Raptor get through. If they single block, so this is fine. Yeah, this is a reasonable trade. And at least gets him to 20, which means not a card. I'm not going to pump this. I just want to keep him off a card. Let's Raider, pitch Mountain, and see if we want to still cast the Enforcements or something else. We do. Let's see what they can add to this board. If they can put 3 toughness and 1 power out there, I'm nervous. But actually, that's okay. Coal funny, because we actually don't have any of our many equips yet. But we can send in and coal after. I'm attacking with everything here, of course. Sure does. But hey, at least it's not 2 mountains, right, Jim? At least one of them's in here. I think if they're planning to race us with the Faithful, I'm in for that. I don't think that's a good race for them. Well, let's see how they haven't finished their blocks yet. But yes, we can pump pup because we can still play coal. Our swamp. Oops. Gonna let him have this. Not gonna offer coal for that. And Shackles of Treachery is super funny. Go ahead, use it. Hey, Pablo with the call. Gotta put it on... What are we putting on? I'm gonna put it on pup. Raptor guarantees getting it through, but then we can't attack with pup. We put it on pup. I don't think they're ever blocking it. They're just gonna give it... They're just gonna give us that treasure. If we don't get the treasure this turn, Pablo, we can put it... We can move it to the Raptor next turn, still attack with the pup, then get the treasure, still attack with the... Still cast the Predator. Because if we get the Raptor treasure this turn, we're not casting the Predator this turn. So it's next turn Predator no matter what. So let's get everything in right now. And why would they think we need a treasure? Coal, you're staying back. I could have put it on coal so that we could attack with everything. That maybe was a possibly better line, but we... Regardless, it either allows a coal attack or a pup attack. I like enabling the pup. And we could move the pick now. I'm going to put it on the Raptor. Did you hear the sequencing though, John? No acquisition of treasure this turn was going to allow us to cast the Predator this turn. So if for whatever reason they decided to throw away their creature with a block on the pup, we still have access to the dragon next turn, which was the earliest we could have it anyway. I mean, that's a bold prediction. I mean, it's wearing we've got coal, it's wearing equipment. Oh, you were looking at the shackles from that they exiled with Walker, sure. Well, they get a little free pup here. All right, these Firewalkers are starting to get annoying, but now they're going to run into a Predator wall if they decide to get frisky, so I'm cool with that. We can even, with 4 mana and treasure and a mountain, we can... pump pup. We can boast pup and cast the Predator, especially when we're getting another treasure. Yeah, that's true. Maybe coal into pup would be better. And we can even do that here. We leave the pup back. Yeah, we can like sack the raptor with coal and get the... Yeah, oh, this is interesting. This... Oh, I can't send this into pup. I'm just gonna send raptor only. Pup. Yeah. Well, no, I mean, we could send it and trade with their pup if we wanted. But we're already here. I'm gonna send raptor only. Auto pay for the predator. And then I guess the question is, like, I'm going to move the pick to the pup, both for blocks and for the thing that I would rather sack to the predator for the coal combo. And we do have another looter, so I'm going to hold the mountain right now. We don't know if Oppo sees it, but basically the idea is that with the predator, we can sacrifice another creature, therefore sacrifice the pup, make the predator a 4/4 indestructible that's tapped, and then Cole activates because a non-token creature that was equipped dies, and we get the pup back. Yeah, we can even sack after first strike damage if it comes to that, but it shouldn't. I don't think they have attacks unless they want to threaten the pup. Okay. Interesting attacks. Probably means the run-amok that we saw, or that we presumed was around last game, but this is fine for us. We're still going to do it all. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And maybe pup we don't care about. You want to pump the pup? Sure, whatever. No problem. You can have the pup. Yeah, it could be just double boasting. We'll see. Yeah, maybe they're just so scared of the dragon that they feel like this is the only line. I'm going to sack the pup here, not the 2/1. Now they got to decide if they want to do it again. If they activate the other one, they can't cast this Reaper. Oh, now maybe they can because they found a land. Yeah, we're going to first strike first, of course. That was the plan. Get that. Then, sack pup. Let's get rid of their Firewalker, their Faithful. Faithful. I don't know. I think it's another creature. They call me the Reaper. I've been reaping low and high. Yeah, Dragon Coal is quite the combo, huh? Plane's not really what we're looking for, but is what it is. Dragon gets in nicely without help. We can pick up the Raptor, though, for attacks. If they block the Raptor, I'm just going to sack it and grow the Predator. Well, I guess the Predator won't grow, but we can sack it to it, and it basically it's a free attack. I mean, with Coal, it's effectively a free attack. But what does it do for us, though? It doesn't really do anything. Yeah, pick on Dwarf is better. You're right. I put it on Coal. I put it on Raptor because I wanted to be able to Coal it back to hand, but that doesn't get us anywhere. So it was kind of a wasted equip. And I'm going to do what Tron and Pablo are suggesting instead. And the problem here, of course, is that they could, if they block Reaper on Predator, then I have to sack the 4/3. But attacking with this means that I'm willing to trade the 4/3 for the Reaper anyway. So that's what we would be doing. And now we'll move the pick to the Raptor again. Sure. Is there a difference? I'm not sure if I should be thinking about where this pick should live on defense, but on a first striker for sure, right? But yeah, the block sack works there, so that's what I was thinking. Just put it on the flyer. And I will play out land. We do have the 1 Rummager, but not 2. They're playing black, so I could play around Skull Raid, I guess. We have like Squash, you know, we have enough expensive cards that I don't want to be completely locked out of that for mana issues. Now watch clock here. Play fast. Come on, Ryan. Don't do this. This is your Boros deck, too. Make him use their mana. I'm basically charging him 3. Unless they want to do it this way. They're just going to let it die? What are they doing? All right. Huh. What do they got here? Yeah, they both have first strike. Mine has 3 toughness. I don't know what's going on. I was going to block and sack. That was my plan. Run Amok is a nice draw. That means this can be a 4/5 without the pick, so we can move the pick to the pup and just swing away here. It's pretty darn close. I mean, we can even send Cole, I think. I think we just swing away. I'm too lazy today. And I will save Cole and sack a 2/1. Let's see. Wait. So let me make sure I'm winning. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus pump is 9. So yes, I can run amok Cole to save it, and then yeah, I can also put it on the dragon. It tramples some. It's all good. It's all good. Many roads. I just had to do the math. It all works. It's all lethal. All right, we got one, gang. We got one. Here we go. Let's see. One more for the marbles. Well, Swamp in hand means we can put Shimmerdrift Veil on red, and then this hand is pretty nice with Story Seeker into equipped pick on 3. I'm in. And Oppo is mulliganed. Don't mind that either. History Master, I guess they're like Dominaria is their format of choice. All right, Story Seeker. Hopefully we can connect on 3 against red for a treasure. No! 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 Ah, it's such a bummer. That is such a bummer. Oh, gosh. Ow. The difference in these starts with and without that 2-drop in play are massive. I could play a hammer for no creature value, but we can't do that. We're just going to pick and be super sad we're not throwing that on a 2/2 lifelink. Wow, what a dismal draw. We already had our 5th land, so we really did not want land here. We now have, like, nothing to do except stare at our hammer. This is our Boros aggro deck, by the way. Low down, hyper aggro. Can you tell? Man, that opening hand looked great, though, right? And then one removal spell had other ideas. I'm looking for one dwarven hammer. Yeah, it might be a crush the weak matchup. I mean, it hurts us a lot, but if it hurts them equally or more, we're the ones that control when, right? Well, that Usher's gotta die. But so does that flyer, so what do? We draw action and not more stupid lands, deck. Come on, give us a chance here. Oppo and the mole, right? They're really rolling for a mole. Not offering here, though. They're not trading here. Might need to go squash the flyer and trade for the Usher. But certainly not trading for a Raider. Firewalker is at least some action. Unfortunately, we cannot squash and walk the fire. But I feel we can take a hit from the Courser again. I need to play active creatures. We're going to play the Firewalker and suit it up. 3 toughness will be good against Usher and Raider. I'm going to say no attacks because I am willing to trade off this dwarf for any of their 2 toughness attackers. Boy. This game is coming down to this Frostbite still. If we have an equipped Story Seeker in this game, ooh, we're fine. As it is, we got choices. I'll go ahead and offer the 2/1 for the Oracle. That's fine. Looks like they're willing to take that trade. I'm willing to as well. Clarion Spirit plus Squash is indeed a thing. We're going to do that. And then we have hammers for flyers. How to come back in a game. Come on. Come on, Tron. The answer is in the name of this damn game. Magic! Hey, thanks for the raid. Appreciate that. Welcome, Raiders. We're trying to figure out what to do here to secure our comeback. Probably need to trade the Firewalker off for the Usher here. Just got to be done. We can't sit here letting the Usher make tokens all day. Valk is a problem, but we can suit up a flyer and at least have blocks in the air. Frosty! I like it. It's good for us. We can... In fact, let's go... I was gonna... There's a little bit of greed. Like, I want a second spell so we can get a Clarion Spirit fired off, but it means we would have to... Well, we could go, like... Pick... Hammer. Where are we putting this hammer? What do you like, gang? Because we could totally frostbite the Valk and just get in for 5 right now. You're just trying to go, like, get in for 5 till they're dead. Trouble is they pick up and then they can attack in and get us down to 6. I kind of like move the hammer somewhere and then, yeah, I guess hammer on token is where it belongs. And we will just hold. Yeah, we're gonna hold. I like trying to double spell with a bite too. We'll see if this turn allows for it. If they go for equipping the Valkyrie, we're gonna have to fire it off. Maybe I should have put a pick on the Spirit. That was the mistake, right? I should have a 4/1 flyer and a 3/3 ground creature. That's what I should have done. Although with their pick moving around, it wouldn't have mattered that much, I guess. All right. I am going to risk it, which is to say block Raider, make a trade, and try to draw a second spell so we can spell Frostbite Valk and make another token. It's asking our deck to deliver us something off the top. This Braggart is kind of scary, but we're at 10. What are we going to do here? I'm going to do that. Come on, deck, hook us up with a cheap spell that we like. Come on. Any spell, really. All right, that qualifies. Although, trouble is, of course, they've moved the pick and reduced our ability to 2-spell effectively. That being said, I think we've got to. So, or we could wait again, but we don't have the bandwidth to wait. We just can't. So, in a super sad state of affairs, I really think we need to Frostbite. It wasn't greedy. It was really trying to optimize our resources so that we have the tools to survive and win. I mean, I don't think it's... My point is I don't think it's is greedy to try and assess how best to survive. That's what I'm doing. I'm not, like, trying to control the board for extra turns or whatever. I'm legit trying to win. So now we got a 4/4 that we're going to need to manage. I guess we continue to put it on the flyer, the hammer on the flyer, so that this threatens both of these as attackers, and then we'll put the pick on the Spirit since 6/3 versus 5/2 doesn't make any difference. Braggart's a 5/5 if they move the pick, right? In any case, 5 power gets it done. Attack with Clarion. I mean, I guess we would consider trading it for either of those. There's the long game in my head thinks we're going to potentially need the Clarion Spirit, but you're right that maybe we just don't two spell much anymore. But gotta do this. Truly no choice in the matter. We got outs. Hey, that's not bad. All we've got is to try and race. We'll see how it works. Maybe we'll find something else to do next turn and two spell. Kind of need to now with the Story Seeker hitting. Really need a playable spell coming up. Land is like GG. Someone's playing Reckless Crew against us. Scary. We saw it in our draft and talked about it, and we have a lot of equip. I still don't think it's worth it, but 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are literally dead if we attack and they don't block, so we can't. We have to stay back or we're just dead. And we are just dead if they attack all, but maybe they don't. Well, we're dead either way, but in this case, they have a decision to make. Us attacking in is no decision at all. Unless, I guess, they could fear Double Strike. We could have represented Double Strike win. Those were really the choices. And look, it worked in a sense, right? They were too nervous to do it, but Oppo playing scared and giving us a chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
I love you, Magic. Love you. Love you, Magic. See, I mean, I could attack, but then, like, what are we hoping for? Like, that. This, I'm just going to scoop. We're dead. I'm giving him credit for finding the line to attack for 2 there. Huh. Yeah, really nice choice, Oppo. Stopping at 6 lands. Clever. Well, I think we do bring in our Crush the Week. It crushes us as well, but it is under our control, and I'm going to bring in a Champ and cut a Seeker on that front. Basically, just more 3 toughness. We could bring in Hulk and cut reinforcements on that front. Need one more cut anyway. Could bring in Master Skull. Just trying to get up a little above. We could bring in Ox. Squash has been very weak. It's just that we are low on interaction math. I mean, I could cut it, but it's like we are just very low on interaction. I've said multiple times this event, well, squash is an out, right? I mean, it's not pretty, but if I keep saying that squash is an out, I shouldn't cut it. Yeah, maybe a Raider is worse than a Story Seeker. That's fair. I did bring in extra interaction, it's true, but it doesn't make me think that just because we have new interaction that we should get rid of squash. So this has, yeah, we can just cut the other raider. Let's try this. I don't think it's worth it, Carpe, to have an enter the battlefield tapped land to provide basically a single out to getting... I mean, we need all 3 of our snow lands. That's just not worth pursuing. Oh, 4. I guess we have 4. So it'd give us 4. But still, I still don't think it's worth pursuing to give us 4 snow lands to try and get 3 of 4 to turn on 1 card. This is a nice keep, though, with Cole. See how it goes. What did you like? What do you want to cut, David? Ooh, all right. We'll go with Story Seeker first, and rather than putting Cole at risk when not necessary. Yeah, Hulk into cheap squash would be something. And hey, good news, Cole. Look, they got our Story Seeker both games on 2 with their 1 mana. I really hate. Really, Smurf? Your conclusion, because they had a removal spell for our 2-drop, is sniped? Oh, you mean just killed. I thought you meant like stream sniping, which I don't think is going on here. I will play red, though. Yeah, just the kill. Snipe, you know, it has very specific stream meaning, so I wasn't sure what you meant there. That was the wrong order, History Master. Been there. I don't know how to sequence either. And that's also not how crew works, but okay. I'll take the attack. Oh, Pablo, I'm fully ready to. But if we can keep this Hulk around... I'd rather keep the Hulk than the Cole at this point, but... Sure, baited me. Good job, Oppo. You baited me. If that's really what that was about, I'm in. Let's see, we got... May as well Veil. Heck, maybe we will get our 3 snowlands here. Let's go... red, I guess. We're getting floody here, but what are you gonna do? What color to put this on? I'm overthinking it, but that's what I was thinking about. Probably have to squash now, but we probably have to squash the Valk on the hope that we find a creature to join with the Hulk on defense on the ground. So I'm going to do that. right? I guess if we're counting on the Crush the Weak out, we could squash the Oracle, but again, gang, if we just lose to the Valk in the air, like, we could find a ground creature and shore up the ground like that, but the air is going to be tough. So is going to 11 on this board, but I think we need to kill the flyer and hope that we find a ground creature or some creature that we're willing to block alongside the Hulk here. Right now, I sure wish we had our Draugr friend. They're both in the deck. This is not a we could have had the Draugr situation, but just saying. Blocking is good. Yeah, Crush the Weak one time. Almost, you know, we can cast like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to get 6 mana. What a 5-drop do we have? We have our only 5-drop in hand, so we can actually even wait and see what the draw. See what we draw, because it was possible that we found Crush, in which case we don't need to use the Squash yet. That's true. Hammer's a 5-drop. Good call, Funky, but we dodged it. Run amok. Well, we got to attack, so now it's no blocks, so we're swinging in for the attack, and yeah, we're gonna squash so they can't crew with what we squash. So going to 5 here and still looking for some help. Run Amok's a good card, but not when you're on the back foot. What is my life that Oppo is crewing up 1/1s to a crew? What is my life? What is my life?
Oh, here comes the
Oh, yeah.
fun.
Sometimes that's how it goes, gang. Sometimes that's how it goes. I'll give them credit for turning their dudes sideways, although with the way opponents have been playing these events lately, maybe I shouldn't give Oppo credit for turning dudes sideways. What a loss. I'm going to keep good humor about it, Magic being Magic, but let's just say I will take that matchup any day of the week. And yeah, we got pretty unlucky to only win one here. That's our game. That's our game. Turns out there's some variance when you shuffle cards and draw them in random orders. All right, not our finest result, but I love the draft. I think we drafted the hard way and found the right lane. We got paid off for that lane. We had a tricky splash we were considering that was interesting to try and figure out that splash, and then it fell apart in games. I mean, that just happens sometimes. So, oh yeah, no gems back for 1 win. Darkstar's like, what? That is a big complaint that people have about this system. I can speak to that for a second here before I jump off. But basically, even though traditional best of 3 draft on Arena is not ranked, so it's not ranked, which implies that this should be a more of a casual environment if it's not ranked. And yet, it has the steepest payout curve in the game. If you get 3 wins in this event, you double your buy-in. 1,500 to 3,000, right? Meanwhile, if we look at something like Premier Draft, 1,500 still, but if you max win, you don't double. You're getting 2,200. You get a nice little plus, but you're not double, right? The thing is, the more granular nature of the games in best of 1, the fact that you're playing 1 game at a time and get to do this play until you win or lose n number of games, means that you can really spread out the payoffs a little bit. One thing that happens is you can make a shiny payoff at the top, and this is a pretty low percentage result. You can look at my spreadsheet to see the exact chances of 7 wins, but I believe it's a less of a chance than 3-0. I'd have to go look. 3-0 is like in the abstract a 12.5% chance because it's 1 in 8, right? So if in the abstract there's a 12.5% chance to go 3-0, maybe it's 7 wins. 7-0 is under. Anyway, I'm losing myself in medium math. It doesn't matter. The point is the number of steps in between these wins just gives the designers more granularity on how to set the prize structures. But what people don't see when they see these prize structures is really how many times each of these fires, right? And to go back to this one, it can be frustrating to see 3,000 up here and you just say, well, why can't we put something here instead of putting it all here? And one reason is this fires 3 times as often as 3 wins, right? In every 8-player pod, 3 players go 1-3 and 1 player goes 3-0. So when mathing out your prizes for your entire pod, you got to multiply this times 3. So sure, you could take, say, let's say you took 600 gems out of this reward, and instead of 3,000, you made it 2,400. 2,400 because you took out 600 gems. Well, then you're putting 200 gems as the prize here, right? And 200 gems for 1 win becomes like, it's almost an insult. Like, we had an interesting psychological thing happen in, when I was working at Wizards on digital stuff and we did various prize support things, we found that that there was a way in which a paltry amount of prize hit players worse psychologically than just that level not earning a prize. So that may be part of what's going on here too, is that in order to get this up to the point that you care, that it's enough of a percentage of 1,500 that it doesn't feel like an insult. Like, I kind of want to get it to 500. Like if you said, look, if you get 1 win, we'll give you 1/3 of your buy-in back. Okay, so let's take 500 here. Well, that means we need 1,500 gems in our prize purse to support 500 here, which means we either need to take out some here or some here, because now this becomes 1,500 instead of 3,000, right? You can see immediately how you get squeezed. The second you try to make any sort of appealing prize for 1-2, you destroy the ability to make an appealing prize for 2 or 3 wins. And it's somewhat the nature of having this really small, there's only 3 results you can have. You can win 0 times, 4 results, 0 times, 1 time, 2 times, or 3 times. And that's just such a smaller number of results that it becomes a much harder problem to math eloquently. And that's the other thing. You can do a bunch of ugly stuff to make something a little more shallow, to give something a little bit for 1 win, a little less for this, a little less for that. But then the numbers start to look really ugly. And so I think the decision was, in order to get 1 win enough not to be an insulting prize, it has to get up too high, and then these becomes unappealing prizes. In order to make this prize not insulting, we have to make these prizes unappealing. And I think they just said, you know what, we're going to make this spikier and clean. Yeah, you can move packs around too. If packs are a much different value proposition inside than they are for us, though. The gems are a real, just real straight up currency. Packs are pretty loose. So anyway, I thought I'd give a little I've touched on this before, but I just, at least anybody who looks at this and says, why is it this way? It should be this way. I want it to be this way. I want this to be flatter. And I hear you, but I also feel for the designers who landed on this. This is a very elegant, clean solution. You get it's nice to be able to say, hey, if you max win, you double your buy-in, right? And so I get it. I get how they landed here, even though I also get how it doesn't feel right to a lot of players. So Anyway, I thought I'd finish on that note, go back to this, and say thanks to our YouTube friends for hanging out for that draft. Didn't come away with any gems, but it's the friends we made along the way or something like that, I guess. Bye.